Hello, welcome to Leak Taken. This is Mika, and here at Leak Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. So today, I wanted to talk about something because I got a message recently, but I've been getting messages about this, so I thought I'd do a video to help maybe some of you guys out who are not struggling, but just trying to get it all together or figure this whole thing out, this witchy thing out. When you have to learn it or you're trying to practice in private, when you're really into the broom closet, and there's no way you're going to be able to come out comfortably and safely because you're still, interacting with family. Maybe you have roommates, a spouse, significant other, and it's just not possible. It's just not going to work to live out loud with your witchiness. So here goes. So I kind of thought about this, and I think the most effective way to give tips is to kind of take you through a day in the life of a witch who has to be in secret. All right. So first things first, a couple things. If you can't do a book of shadows or a grimoire or a journal, like physically have one, and I completely understand. Use the notes app on your phone. Have a dedicated file that you use for note, or download a notes app, and use that as your book of shadows, and record that in and put everything there. You can, and at least on an iPhone, I know I can paste images on it. It doesn't just have to be something I typed out. So that's something you can do, especially if you're seeing stuff online. An alter space, which I'll get to in a moment. Paste it in your book of shadows. Okay, that's that. Now, assuming you're in a situation where I'm painting a picture where you have you live with people. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's a roommate, again, spouse, just people who are in the house, and you can only do so much without drawing attention to yourself. So when you wake up in the morning, say a blessing over yourself. Say something in gratitude of waking up in the morning. Very similar to what I know a lot of other actual religions do, a prayer or something like that. But yeah, you want to say something to your ancestors, if no one else, or a goddess, or both. You can have this thing that you do, and then make this a part of your practice every morning. So you're already inspired before your feet hit the ground. You're already in that state. When you take a shower in the morning, you definitely want to do a shower ritual, if not almost every morning, just to start the day. Now, typically, the shower ritual is something where you're washing away negative energy, the gook, spiritual gook that you've collected, other people's energy, you're washing it away. You can do that in the morning, or you can also, maybe you're putting it on yourself. So stay with me. So you cleanse yourself, lather, rinse, and clean slate. You're picturing clean slate. So when you put on any oils, creams, lotions, preferably use something natural like coconut oil or almond oil, even olive oil. You don't need to lather yourself and make yourself a big grease ball. You just it's just to seal in the moisture. As you apply that to your skin, or shea butter also, by the way, as you apply to the skin, you've already enchanted this now, this product or whatever you're using. So you're putting this on you. Maybe it's protective magic, maybe it's protective, maybe it's attraction, maybe it's a little bit of both. So you're going to put that onto your skin with that intention in mind. You've already, enchanted this oil or cream or butter or whatever. And quick detour, enchanting is basically for you, someone like yourself. Think about it. You can't get too fancy with equipment and candles and all this sort of stuff, incense, sage. So it might be simple as putting a protective symbol on the bottom of it. You don't have to actually use black ink, a marker or a sharpie. Maybe go to Michael's or some sort of craft store, and they have white markers. Maybe use that. The symbols there. That's all that matters. That's definitely something I would suggest you do. And that symbol that you're putting on there represents whatever the intention is whenever you apply that to your body. So that's how we get started in the morning. Now, for some of us ladies who wear makeup, that's a whole other thing. So, can we say glamour spell as you're applying? You're looking at yourself, you're going through the motions. Anybody watching you, if they are, or comes in and sees you applying makeup, you just look like you're applying makeup. But there is some magical chant going on in your head, some sort of mantra that is invoking a beauty spell, or beauty glamour, so that you go out and, maybe you're attracting, prosperity to yourself. Maybe you're attracting all good things, free stuff, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, so before you have your coffee, or when you have your coffee, tea, or beverage in the morning, we want to put our magical intent in it. Again, anybody else, it looks like you're just fixing up your tea or your coffee or hot chocolate, but you're doing that, but you're also putting your magical intent. And this can change daily depending on your day. You know, I will say this: if you're dealing with a caffeinated beverage, stick with the things that are sort of action oriented intentions. Something, probably if you're going off to work, something along those lines. If you're doing an herbal tea, maybe you want to go with something, I don't know, depending on an herbal tea, and definitely think about this ahead of time. More protective energy, stuff like that. You want to put that in there. You can do, actually, with teas, for me, it's kind of wide open because those are herbs. So love, protection, money, whatever it is you want for that day, you want to bring to you. It starts there. That's where it's going. So physically, you're set because you applied your creams or lotion or whatever on you, or oil, and now you're you're ingesting this potion now that you've now just spelled. All right, so you're out the door, you're going about your day, you're working, you're living your life. Here's how you do this, and this part's really for everybody. So most of us are trying to manifest something into our lives at some point, or even if it's just to maintain. Let's say you got it, you got what you wanted, things are good. You want to maintain that. You want to stay on the frequency of inviting more, but also being very grateful and happy for what you have. So picture that. Picture what your life looks like. Maybe, all right, so first I'll use the first example. So you're trying to bring something that you don't have in. So perhaps your own home, your own place, or your own apartment. Picture that. See what that looks like in your mind's eye. Play that movie in your head off and on throughout the day, like hitting pause because you got to concentrate on something else. Unpause it, hit play, go back into that. What does your place smell like? Do you have certain incense burning? Do you have scented candles? Do you have essential oils and a diffuser? What does it sound like? Is there traffic? Are you by water? Are you where are you? To get your senses involved. It makes it real. You're implanting this in your mind's eye, and it will eventually go out as the more you are descriptive into uh, the world, into I guess I'm trying to think of the ethers, right? It goes out into there. So universe, that's what I wanted to say. It goes into the universe. So now the universe will respond in kind. Oh, it attracts. You're attracting it. So you might start to see ads for apartment specials, things like that. Things you didn't think you maybe could afford or didn't think you were ready for, but there's opportunity. Even if it's a situation where you're moving in, maybe with another roommate, but that roommate's a little bit more open-minded. You never know. So do that. Now, again, for some of the us who maybe feel like, well, no, I this I'm in a military perhaps. I'm not really envisioning an apartment or something like that right now because this fits for me right now, um, or whatever organization or whatever you're into, and you might have other things going on. You're studying in school, so good and well. This is my life for the next few years, so I don't need to do that. So for you, maybe privacy. Privacy is something you want to manifest. You never know. The people that you stay with might have to work an extra shift or do something else where they're out of the house a little bit more. Manifest that. Manifest that situation. Or manifest a room of people of like minds who welcome, your witchiness, and maybe they're also practicing. because maybe that's what you need. Not so much at home, but another place you can go to and you find your tribe. That would manifest that as well. So that's something. What would that look like? How, what kind of people would that group look like? What are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with, different sexes, different ethnicities? See it out, play it out in your mind, see what that looks like, and learning from different people, and you get to share. Um, yeah, play that out again like a movie throughout your head. See yourself raising energy with this group. Um, do that. So now, the day's over. You've kind of had that playing off and on throughout your head. You're feeling pretty positive. Mostly, you're not thinking negatively of your situation. This is just where it is now. But everything is really temporary. Things move forward. So now you're back home. Uh, you know, again, get some evening rituals going. So for most of us, you get home, you probably change clothes. Um, that can also be a magical experience because maybe the clothes that you wear at home, maybe you can scent them with something that, again, we're back into aromatherapy, which is very helpful. Scent them, maybe you want to create your own Febreze with essential oils, a little bit of water, lightly spritz it, something relaxing. So that puts you at ease. Again, it doesn't have to be overpowering. It's just enough where if you smell the material, you can smell it. All right, so there's that. So now it's time to eat. If you're responsible for making your meals, hello, kitchen witchery, full effect. Um, you're at it now. And if someone else is making the meals, I completely understand. Either way, say a blessing over your food. That no, that's perfectly fine to do that. And you create this. This is your path, so it's important. You can take from others, but I strongly suggest something that resonates with you again. So you can either be thanking some sort of entity or spirit, or showing appreciation to, especially if you're eating meat or even the plants, whatever's on your plate, appreciation for um, you being able to consume it, and it fortifies you and this plant life or this animal giving its life to sustain you. You can do that. Uh, After that, of course, most of us, usually have some activity, whether it's watching TV, that's cool, um, reading, or some other activity, whatever you do. If you want to make somehow that magical, you definitely can, or you could just, exist in your other state of just, consuming whatever you're consuming. Okay, but when it's time to go to bed, some of us still take a shower or something like that, or a bath. By all means, have fun with it. A bath, also same deal. If you want to take a bath, you can make little sachets, sachets. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm struggling with that word. With herbs and things like that, and put it in a bath. And this is something discreet. Usually, if you're taking a bath by yourself, no one would see that, so don't worry about it. And this is something you would just make privately. It doesn't have to be very large, just a little bit, and give yourself a bath with that. And those are magically uh, spelled herbs that you would be using. And of course, if it's a shower, same deal, washing off the things of the day, other people's energy, all that sort of stuff. It goes down the drain. Same with the bath, it goes down the drain. And again, if you want to use a different oil, something with a different intention, at the end of the evening, something more relaxing, use your, if you can burn a scented candle, that's great, or incense, but if you can't, maybe again, an oil diffuser, that can easily be explained for sinuses, congestion. You can use peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender because it helps you sleep. You're having trouble, you keep waking up. You can tell someone something like that. Whatever, if they're too nosy on why you're using this. And it's a light scent, but it has magical properties, the essential oils as well, so you would work that in. And finally, just before you go to bed, maybe you want to keep a crystal underneath your pillow if that's possible. And of course, you pick the crystal with the intention or the energy emits that benefits you. And you can switch those out. And then say some words in your mind or out loud if possible. Show maybe gratitude for the day, setting the tone for the next day with what your intentions are, or just taking that time before you go to sleep to just connect with your ancestors, spirit, deities, whatever. go to sort of a plane of existence in your mind, make that the place you meet them, um, build that world as best as you can, and talk to them in your mind's eye. Sometimes they don't talk back. That's okay. Don't get freaked out about that. Or if they do talk back and they seem to be knowing things that you didn't know, but you find out, hey, this is real. Don't be freaked out about that either. What I just described is someone who is on advanced level magic, because it's definitely in their minds. Not saying using tools or anything, candles makes it less than, but you're definitely tapping into a level of energy. Maybe some of us kind of rely a little bit more on our tools and on our incense and things like that, and the natural ingredients that we use. We're kind of tapping into that energy. You are creating this all from within, and if you're like that almost on a regular basis, you're kind of humming with it. Imagine when you do get your hands on something that has its own vibrational energy, and you link up and put that out. Your magic's going to be just off the charts. So you're already there. So don't look at yourself as less than or lacking or anything like that. You're not. You're just doing it differently. And remember, you're doing it differently right now. This isn't going to always be the situation for most people. It's not. This is just a phase of your life. It might be for a handful of years. Don't worry about it. You're still magical. You're still practicing. You're still witchy. you're good. And of course, YouTube videos in between. Watch. Take in that knowledge, and don't get discouraged when people are doing spells that require a lot of tools and um, ingredients and things like that. You'd love to be able to do that, but you just can't. You might be able to do it. Maybe you can't do this at home. You might have to go to a park. So obviously weather is going to matter, right? So these might be things that you think about that you'll be doing in the summer. You could be sitting in a park. Most cities or public parks, you can do stuff. People don't know if you're just having a little picnic for yourself, especially if you're doing something with an apple or some sort of organic material. No one knows what you're doing, and no one cares. Not really. Let's be honest. Most people are walking around looking on their phones anyway. So if you're in the park on a nice day and you're doing this, that's perfectly fine. You'd be surprised what you can do in public, because people really just are not. A lot of people just have no idea what that looks like. And hey, if somebody walks by and they do know, kudos to them. Maybe they'll give you the secret handshake, let you know they're a witch. I don't know if there's a secret handshake. One day, hopefully, someone will walk up to me. I won't know it, but I'll be happy they tried. All right, so hopefully this was helpful, and stay with it. Please stay with it. It's magic is life changing. So again, I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, and thank you if you've already subscribed. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. All right, thanks again. Bye bye.